Hey, what's happening, guys? Been a while here, or a few days, haven't done a video. I've been kind of busy doing some wet sanding and some polishing here. So I'm on my second door on this big old beautiful Buick. And so then I'll just have the 2/4 in the trunk left to do, and then be able to start putting some moldings on it and all that kind of stuff. And it's going to be coming to an end here pretty soon. But here's the other door. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's the other door. So anyways, this one's done. I'm not really doing a video about this today though. I'm just once in a while I'm looking to see what other guys are doing just for the hell of it. I got some stuff that comes up on my feed on Facebook there, and lately the big controversy is about all these damn sanding blocks. It's getting annoying. All these big kid blocks and the whatever. I think the problem is that's a kind of a newer generation of people now getting, well, kind of getting into this restoration sort of gig. They don't have the experience, and you know, these guys are sort of spewing off about the blocks, or you know, they're making it sound like you buy some of these blocks and automatically the bodywork's going to be straight. And I'm going to tell you, if you're new at this, don't get suckered into buying any of that crap. You do not need it. I don't know what it is with people, man. You like to waste money. Waste money. What's the other one? Durablocks. There's the big kid blocks. There's, what's the other one now? These guys are always doing videos. Always doing videos. It's coming up on my feed steady. Man, yeah, and there's a lot of negativity on there, and man, people are fighting about this stuff, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. This is not complicated. So anyways, I'm going to just show you guys what I'm using again, and that's all you need to use. This doesn't have to be rocket science. Anyways, I'm wet sanding here. This is one example here. So basically what I do when I'm wet sanding for the first cut, here's what I use. This is a drywall sander. That's all you need. The foam is rigid enough where it's not going to give, and it's not going to roll up on you underneath your paper at the same time, right? So that's kind of a bonus. And like I said in some other videos, if you do look at getting one of these, make sure they're straight, like this way. See, make sure they're flat. That's the most important thing, because they're not all perfect. The other thing I like is the paper. You know, I usually cut it into 3 pieces, right? On a 9 by 11 sheet, you cut it into 3. And see how the foam kind of sticks out on one edge? So it gives you one edge. If you're doing like rolling your block, see how it's kind of a reverse curve here? Well, you're not going to create a gouge there because the foam's going to rub up against it instead of your paper. So that's also a good thing. You know, this, like I said, I've been doing this a long bloody time, and this is all you need. There is another little one that you can use. It's a little bit, it's one that you hold in your hand. You just wrap the paper around it, and then you can block with that. I have one on the table set up there. And, oh, another tip here on these 9 by 11s. If you guys cut this wet paper, don't tear it, because what it does, it frays the edge here, and then you get all that little black crap going underneath your paper, and then it causes sand scratches. I always cut it either with a blade or scissors. Don't tear it, because yeah, that's just not good. So anyways, it's mostly about body work anyways, body work stuff for blocking. I tell you, some people. Anyways, so the most common thing that I use is this one. And yeah, lots of people don't like it, but I like this block because I can manipulate it for whatever kind of surface I have, if it's got a slight curve to it or whatever, this works good for me. And then I also have another drywall block here. This works good also. And then this is okay. It actually works good, but I never use it just for the simple reason that it wastes sandpaper. You have to cut one end off, and then what do you do with the other end? It doesn't fit on anything. I don't ever use that. And then for curves, like when I'm doing body work, like on the Buick there, on that reverse curve in there, this is what I use. Just get a short-haired paint roller, wrap your sandpaper around it, and go to town, man. That's all you need. And then when you're sanding, you just kind of roll it at the same time. And here's a block here that I made. Oh my God, that is so many years ago, I can't even remember. Years and years and years ago. And this is really good. I just got a piece of little felt on there. It's probably going to be time for a new one soon here. Like a real thin piece of carpet would work too. Just something to, a little tiny bit of padding on it, right? You don't want it to be right on the wood exactly. I mean, you could if you're doing like 40 grit or 80 grit, but when you get down to like 120, it's good to have a little bit of something on here. Because what it does is it actually helps your whatever you're sanding, your mud, your primer, it helps it kind of come out of your paper. If it's real hard, it'll just kind of stay stuck in there and it'll want to ball up and stuff like that. But this thing here, this block here, look at this thing. I've had this, like I say, I don't know how long it's been. It's got to be 30 years. And I mean, I've used this thing like you can't believe. And this thing gets things straight, let me tell you. So I use that, and then you can hold it in your hand. And that's actually nice. You can really feel whatever it is that you're doing. Yeah, and just one more thing on this block here. People are probably wondering why the hell is the block so wide. That's on purpose. Because actually when you're, like whatever, let's say you're sanding, you know, let's say you're on the trunk lid there. Well, the width here, the width here is nice because this becomes a wider surface to sit on whatever it is that you're sanding, which means that it's automatically going to become flatter. So the width here is actually beneficial for that. So just a little thing there, because I know some guys are probably going to go, why is your board so wide? Well, that's kind of why. It just helps to keep things flat and straight. That's what it's really good for that. And again, if you're going up against a curve, you're not going to gouge it with paper. It'll kind of just rub on the corner here. So that's all kind of good too. So there you go. You don't need 10 million sanding blocks. So anyways, and then the other thing is, you know, the guys are going to be getting all these blocks. They're going to need 16 snap-on toolboxes to put all these blocks in. I mean, how ridiculous. And then, of course, there's this Velcro 3M little block here for smaller things or whatever. And, you know, this one here, the most common thing probably in the world. And then for guys that don't know, you can also wrap a piece of paper on the back here for curves, right? Like inside wheel wells. I don't know, people don't seem to realize that this is also another sanding surface to put your paper around here too. So those are the blocks, and then I have this monster here. I think this is, how long is this, 3.5 feet or something like that. And I've also had this for, I probably had this for about 20 years, I think, and I don't really use it. It's really rare. You need something that's really, really super straight and flat. If you have any kind of a curve, it's kind of pointless. You're not going to be contacting the whole surface of the board. You know what I mean? And then on the, again, when I'm wet sanding, here's what I'm using. I just got this little thing here. Like, you know, this is for, what do they buy these things at Walmart? I buy these for my stands too. But they're round and they're nice and they're just firm enough. Like I can sand in that reverse curve inside there when I'm wet sanding. You just kind of go and roll it a bit and just kind of keep going. This is not rocket science. You don't need, just because you buy a block, it's not going to be straight just because you buy one of those blocks. It's just not going to happen. If you don't have the experience, and this is what gets things straight, your hands. And obviously your knowledge and experience, right? But all this other stuff, it's all gimmickry. Yeah, there might be an odd thing that might help you out. But for the most part, I mean, holy shitballs. I've been doing this all my life. This is all I have for sanding blocks. You don't need all that other stuff. I mean, holy moly. A block for this and a block for that, and I mean, wow. I don't know. I even do curve stuff. Hot rod stuff, I use this here for curved roofs and all that, fenders. No problem. That's why I like this one. I can manipulate it, you know. But I mean, I guess each to their own. But holy smokes, guys. Like, I never seen such a controversial kind of a topic on sanding blocks. It's insane. There's different guys on different, they got their own channels, and they're all fighting between each other now. I mean, it's retarded. So, anyways, I'm probably going to leave it at that. And then the other controversy I've been seeing now is about putting epoxy on metal and then doing body work on it, and guys are saying, oh, you can't do that, this, that. Oh, one guy sends me a picture about, oh, 3M, it says on the can, you can't put Bondo on epoxy. It's like, dude, everybody's doing it. The biggest shops, biggest builders around, that's how they do it. Who gives a shit about what your rep says? They know nothing. They just want to sell you shit. Don't trust anything about what your reps are telling you. Just follow advice of people that have been in the trade doing restoration, not collision work. That's a totally different trade. Restoration work. If that's what you guys are into, get behind somebody, ask questions if you're new, and get their advice, you know, techniques and all that kind of stuff, tools, and, you know, that's what you need to do. Don't be this crap online here, man, I tell you. This internet thing sometimes is not good for that kind of stuff. It's just putting out the wrong kind of advice out there. And those guys, yeah, it's okay to make money. You know, obviously they're trying to sell their products and all that kind of stuff, but that doesn't mean that it works. So that'll be my rant for the day. And now I'm going to go back to wet sanding. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. All right, guys. Talk to you later.